Hey everybody, how you doing? Back at another daily upload. Ooh, nice voice crack. Oh, real quick, I want to show off my cool Dot Hack shirt. Check this out. I love Dot Hack. For I don't know if I've ever really mentioned that to people, but yeah, I do love me some Dot Hack. Yeah, let's get into it. Which character? Let's do my paladin today, or he's actually my hero, but. So today, I want to keep it, today, after going back and listening to my recording from yesterday, I want today to be a little more informative, a little more lighthearted, not super serious, right? So I actually want to talk about, well, also a couple things. First of all, let me do my link skills. There we go. First of all, today's upload is going to be a little bit later, which I don't know. I don't ever want to like be. I don't think I'll ever be somebody that one is big enough on YouTube that's gonna always be apologizing and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, guys." You know, like referencing like future content. That's something I've already like. Here we go. I've already kind of determined I don't want to, like, what I don't want to do, like, for that kind of situation. I don't ever want to be somebody that's like, because when I was streaming on Twitch, this is what I would tell myself and tell people who are watching. I don't want to ever be somebody that promises things, because like I don't even want to mention things that I'm doing, like in terms of content, because and I forget where I read this. So it's hard to remember how to play this character because I play it so infrequently. So when you tell people, like when you are working on a project in this day and age, or like when you're creating a content of some sort, like a YouTube content, whatever ambitions you have, whatever project you're working on, when you start telling people about it, and this isn't exclusive to just creating content, it's just the best analogy, and it's directly kind of what I wanted to talk about. When you have something you're creating, whatever that is, and if you tell people, like if you go and start telling people about it, like basically like, oh guys, I'm working on this, I'm working on this this video project. I'm going to start uploading all these videos to YouTube. I'm working on this one project I'm going to upload to YouTube. So when you tell people that stuff, it gives you like, and yeah, I mean, I hope it's still true, but there was a study that when you do that kind of thing, your brain, it basically gives your brain the same level of satisfaction as if you were to have actually done the thing. By just telling people that you have the intention of doing the thing, and you not even doing the thing. If you just tell people the thing, your brain's like, oh yeah, we did it. Like, that's good. I like that. And you like basically have less motivation to actually do the thing. So it makes it harder for you to do whatever you were trying to go out and do. That was something I learned a long time ago that I try to remember, because it's very much true for myself. When I used to be like this, where I would tell people, is that maxed out? Damn it. Okay. I would tell people, when I was streaming on Twitch, I had all these ambitions of things I wanted to do, and I would bring it up. But I would just never do those things. Oops. Uh-oh. So I'm very much aware of that. I fall into that trap. It was true for me even before I had read that. And after having read that, I was like, that made a lot of sense to me, because I know for a fact I do that. So I really try to not reference things I'm working on. I just try now to just do it. And that's where I'm at with YouTube. I mean, I'm out here doing these daily vlogs, whatever you want to call them. And I'm pretty happy with it. But the thing I did want to talk about, not referencing future content or anything, is, and I mentioned it before in one of my first videos, how I don't have a lot of time right now during the week, or at least I feel like I don't have a lot of time. My work schedule is pretty, like, I have pretty long work days compared to most people. So on the weekends, like on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's very easy for me to record, which is what my first 3 days were of my dailies. It was on the weekend. So today's the first day I'm recording during the work week. and it's gonna be interesting to see how I balance this and continue doing this, because it's like 6, almost 7 o'clock right now, and I want to get this out. I want to edit it and then get it out before the day's over, right? So we'll see how I balance this going forward. Like, if I do anything during the week, if I were to have gone to the gym tonight, I just wouldn't, like, I would be recording, like, I would start recording probably like 8:30, maybe 9, and that's just too late for me to be trying to talk about things in depth, you know. And also because I have to edit it, which isn't too much. Like, it's not too bad for me to edit these things. So just something I'm thinking about, you know. I wonder, like, because like I think my work situation, just for some context, I think why I'm not struggling. It's just I'm very cognizant. I'm trying to be very careful and monitor myself, because trying to keep myself happy and make sure I'm not like miserable and like subconsciously miserable, consciously or subconsciously miserable. And I don't want that to bleed into other parts of my life. So I'm kind of monitoring how I've been doing. But to give some context as to what I came from, that makes me like keep an eye on this. So I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but basically when COVID started, I was working from home. Like, basically the week COVID started, my job basically shut down our office and they moved us all working from home. And they basically said, most of you are going to be permanent work from home, until, or they're going to reevaluate. Basically, they said we're going to reevaluate if we need to return to office or not. But treat it as you're all going to be working from home indefinitely, and we did. Basically, they actually did not renew the lease on our office, and my entire department switched to permanent work from home, which was good. In the beginning, it was good, but it's complex. That's maybe a story for another day. Ultimately, it was good short term, and I learned very quickly things about myself that I value being in an office pretty highly for the people aspect of things, and also just because when I work from home, I fall into like I don't separate my spaces well enough. Was the ultimate lesson I learned after working from home. Also, this is gonna be kind of tight now that I'm thinking about it. In terms of the timing for the daily reset, we'll see if I can make it. I learned quickly that I learned over, like, in retrospective, after my entire time working from home, which was like about 3 years, maybe 2 years and 2.5 years. I didn't really set myself up to succeed working from home. I'm a gamer. I'm a huge gamer. All my hobbies basically revolve around being at a computer. I did pick up a couple of new hobbies during COVID, but not really. Nothing substituted my gamings and all that stuff. So what I found was, when I was working from home, I was like, if I had downtime, or if my work was like kind of just running things or like monitoring things, I had downtime, I would just like play games, on lunch, or if I was just had a few minutes, I would just do something on my computer. And it was really, really bad. Because when this is the in essence what it boiled down to, and this is what I in all eloquency, when I talk to people about this, when I try and ward people the dangers, it's not really a danger, but when I tell people my experience of working from home, just to try and have people be cognizant of these things, that it's possible. When all you have is time, like your free time basically ceases to exist. When all you have is free time, like you do not find value in your free time anymore. You do not gain the same level of refreshment or re-energization. You don't re-energize from your free time anymore. You don't cherish your free time anymore. It doesn't really hit you the same way, is what it boiled down to. Because that's what happened to me, and that was a very hard lesson to learn. But I'm very glad I learned it. And I was able to still perform really well at work through all of that. So that, and basically, again, I did that for like 3 years. But I became very accustomed to having, working from home, no commute, right? You wake up, I was able to wake up, and then within like 5-10 minutes of waking up, be clocked in at work, right? I got very used to that, and I got very used to when I was done working. Immediately after I was done working, I would just either like pivot over to my personal computer, or just like, you know, I would just, you know, do what I had to do, then just immediately go to gaming. Which again, I did that for like 3 years, you know, throughout the whole pandemic. So I got very used to that lifestyle, and I got very used to that level of free time. And when I applied to my current job, I work in an office again. Like I knew I needed the ultimate thing for like the ultimate lesson, the ultimate thing that came of working from home for so long. I knew I had to stop working from home. Like long term, it's not healthy for my mental health. It's not sustainable long term for me either. Like I know it would eventually just drive me insane, or like eventually my performance at work would suffer, right? So I made the decision that like I have to get out of working from home. And there was probably some, what's the word? There was probably, my workplace probably would have met me in the middle. My current workplace would have probably met me in the middle. They were paying me a lot of money. I was being paid very well for the work I was doing. And I loved my coworkers. I was very sad to leave them. And they would have probably compromised and got me in an office if I had expressed to them how I was feeling. But I can't really go into a lot of the specifics, but the job I applied to, the process of applying and getting that job took a very long time. It took almost a full year. So I also couldn't really talk about it with my employer. So that was a lot of stress that put on me. To make that very long-winded story, or to kind of put a pin on the end of it, was that's what I came from. I came from working from home, doing everything I wanted to when when I say doing everything I wanted to, I say it like I did it for a little bit. I really enjoyed working from I enjoyed my free time to the fullest for a little bit when I was working from home. And then very quickly it became like nothing. All my free time didn't feel like free time anymore. Nothing really. I wasn't enjoying any of my hobbies. I wasn't really enjoying my time off. I was just kind of like existing again. And I wasn't like in a bad place, but I wasn't necessarily in a good place with my free time. Because I mean, the pandemic, and it's crazy to think and analyze this. The pandemic was bad for most people. Like the pandemic was not a good time. But for me, and I'm not saying this to like, I'm just saying this to like keep things in perspective for myself, and just also for the story. Within the time of the pandemic, I have come out from it. I moved out from my parents' house. I moved in with my then girlfriend. We bought a house. I essentially doubled my salary from when I started in the pandemic. I make like literally double what I was making when I started, like 2021. No, what do you? I don't even know what year the pandemic freaking started. But basically, I make like twice as much now. I got like the car of my dreams. We got engaged. A lot of like really, really good things have happened. A lot of really big life events, but during it, a lot of there was just like, I was just not, again, I wasn't like in a very bad place, but I was just not enjoying a lot of things, like with my free time. Like gaming kind of lost all its meaning, and that was my main hobby, So it's really interesting to analyze that, even through, again, I wouldn't say I was like depressed or anything. It was a very weird state to live in for myself. But even through all that, I'm still able to, and I was able to, accomplish such great things throughout all of that. So that's something that is really interesting to look at in retrospective, because like I knowingly, I knew how things were for myself, and in being honest with myself, like it was rough at times. But the overarching thing, like that I gotta stay proud of myself in, is that I didn't let it, no matter what, I don't let it like get to me. I don't let it affect my work. I don't let it affect really much else other than my hobbies. Like I just knowingly like, oh damn, I don't really know what I want to do, but I'm still going to sit at my computer, and I'm just not going to enjoy whatever I do in front of it, but I'm still just going to do it. And I did that for a long time. So that's why, again, to make a long story short, a long story, to make a long story longer, I'm still, please work with me on this. I'm understand that I'm not great at this yet. We'll get there together. But to make it long story short, that's why I'm just kind of, knowing I came from that, I'm very cognizant of that. I'm just trying to keep an eye on myself, knowing I have way less time. And when I left my last job, it was like a cold, I like didn't have, it took a long time to get to the apply and leave my previous job. But when I had applied and left, I gave myself, I think, like a long weekend between jobs, which was maybe not the smartest thing to do, because it was a very drastic shift in, you know, going from working from home to commuting and all that. I probably should have used some more time to adjust to that lifestyle, but it is what it is. And I think overall, I'm pretty happy, and I'm adjusting decently. Oh damn, I didn't even cap out. I mean, that is all for the daily quests. I'm not going to continue. Unfortunate, we didn't cap out on our flame coins or ignition coins, but that's, I don't want to sit here and grind more. So I'll cut the episode here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.